Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. Thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of this video. And it's going to be how much I'm taking home in a week, my weekly paycheck from eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. My Poshmark and Mercari sales are horrible, so it's just a very light showing of them this video. But I'm just going to give you the totals at the end for both videos combined. A reminder that part 1 will be linked down in the description so that you can go see that first if you haven't watched it, or rewatch it, of course. I also wanted to share, guys, I'm not going to do this often, but I did join the Amazon affiliate program, and that's just another way for creators to bring in a little bit of money by suggesting products. So I just have some items down in the description that I use. If you want to check them out, do know that I will get a small commission if you use the link. You don't have to buy the items that I'm suggesting. Just if you use the link and purchase something, I get a small commission. So it's a great free way to support channels if you're already going to buy something. So it's only free if you're already going to buy something, because it's no extra cost to you. So if you want to check those out, they're in my description. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about them too much, but it's just another way that I can hopefully bring in a little bit extra to bolster what I'm making from these videos so I can continue to dedicate time to them that I want to. So thank you for listening to that commercial. I try not to do it much. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's 21 items today. So we're getting started here with oops, get rid of that. A Grateful Dead Shop Dancing Skeleton Keychain Limited Edition. This is definitely vintage, and I picked this up at a yard sale out of a Filthy Box, and I paid $1 for it, so I sold for the full asking of $38.95. Took a couple months, but it absolutely sold, and order earnings was $32.73, cost $1, profit $31.73 on that. And then just a reminder, if you didn't watch the last video, is I am doing order earnings will be after everything is taken out. Shipping fees, promotion fees, what I need to pay eBay, etc. All of that is completely taken out, so it is what's going into my pocket. And then my cost is how much the item cost, and then the profit is how much I'm making off of that item, and then I will go over tax and shipping deductions or shipping supplies deductions at the end. And the next one we're looking at here, this wasn't a great buy. I have a chunk of not great buys in here, guys, but I'm still gonna share them with you. We all are learning. This is a lot of Betty Crocker Do Ahead cookbook from 1973 and New Dinner for Two from 1964. I paid $1 each for these, and they had free shipping on them because they've been listed for quite a long time, probably a year and a half plus. So not a great buy unless I can get them for super cheap and maybe lot up even more of them. I'm not sure. And so it was $7.46 on order earnings. It cost $2. I made $5.46. That I probably wouldn't want to do again. Next, we have this Harold Bryant, Colorado's Maverick with a paintbrush, 1962, Western painter art, and it sold for the full asking of $14.95, probably took about 2 months, and my order earnings was $12.13. I paid about $1 for it, and so my profit is $11.88. Here's one of my good sales. This actually took about 8 months to sell, but it was a little bit, so it was new, but not. So what happened is on the back, you could tell someone just like rammed the receipt in there. So they opened it and then threw the receipt in, the original purchase receipt. So I didn't feel right not saying that there could be a chance something's not in there. There's an opening, etc. So I did put all that in the description, so that definitely made it take a little longer to sell because it had that hole. I still think absolutely everything was in there. It really looked like that was how they stored the receipt, but I just wanted to be clear. And this is a Needle Treasures Needlepoint Stocking Kit, Benjamin Bunny, Beatrix Potter. And these are big, these can be really big money, these stockings. So I tend to pick up any of these kind of things if they're new and sealed, but this one's definitely a good one. I think I took a best offer $82 for it, somewhere around there. Again, if I don't remember the best offer, do know the order earnings are correct at least. And this took, again, 8 months to sell. Order earnings was $70.15, paid $1 for this, and my profit is $69.15. Then next we have men's size large Cardinals bomber team jacket, navy blue striped nylon, made in the USA. This was an offer. I sold 2 of them, and to a best offer on a buyer, and it was $34 for the best offer. I would say this was not my absolute best buy. These have been listed for at least 8+ months, and it was $27.21 on my order earnings, and I paid 5 each. $10 total, so $17.21 on my earnings. Still not bad, but it definitely took quite a while to sell, so still not a bad buy. Next we have some Dune here, guys. This is definitely, commercials are all over for Dune, so if you find this stuff, it's probably gonna sell pretty well for you. And this is God Emperor of Dune, Frank Herbert, 1981, book club edition, hardcover dust jacket. Sold for full asking of $13.95. My earnings was $10.29. Paid $1 for this, and I made $9.29. Next we have a Chosen brown puppy dog plush floppy laying stuffed animal toy, 22-inch with tag. Chosen is a great brand to look out for. There's quite a few that can be decent money. I've sold a few of them for good money. And this was I took a best offer of $50 for this because it's been listed for 8+ months. I checked and it was a fair enough offer. I had it listed for $85. I probably could have waited for some more, but I'm happy with the $50. Again, this week, guys, I was just trying to get things moving. My sales are just not where they typically are, so I was just trying to move inventory. So $50, and my order earnings was $43.37, and I paid $2.50 for this at the tail end of an estate sale, and profit was $40.87. These I just showed in a haul video that I picked up, and they're Little Tykes Dollhouse Grand Mansion, family, mom, dad, baby, sister, vintage, read. Not in perfect condition. That's what's in the description. And I took a best offer of $20 for these because it moved them quick, and I was happy with the quick sale, so only listed a day or two, if that. My order earnings was $15.56. I paid about $1 for all of them total. So $14.56 is what we're looking at for that one. Next we have this China Cloisonne green enamel floral lidded ginger jar, 4-inch, pink blue flowers. And I took a best offer of $20 for this one. And the order earnings was $16.30. Paid $1 for this at a sale and made $15.30. I do pick up a lot of cloisonne. This one specifically only took a week or two to sell. Other things can sit. These took forever to sell, forever. And it's a lot of 2 Disney Toy Story Woody, not working, and Jessie, no hat. Cowgirl as is. So I probably should have put them separate. You can sell Woody's hat on its own. So I probably should have separated them, but they'd been listed for so long. Jessie was actually my childhood toy. Woody, I'm pretty sure I got it at a sale for $1. So, not a great sale because it took probably 2 years. And the order earnings was $14.66. Paid $1 for Woody, so $13.66. Then this I got when I bought the Il Maquillage. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. But when I got that makeup little buy, this came with it, and it's Spoiled Child Hydro Lock Overnight Lip Mask, new in box. Took probably 4 or 5 months. Sold for full asking of $17.95, and the profit or the earnings was $13.97. Paid $1 for it, roughly, so made about $12.97 on it. This one I'm happy if I'm totally fine if it takes forever to sell because it was so tiny. This I pick up, I've sold this exact book probably 3 times now. It's vintage. I hate putting vintage first. Usually I fix that. But vintage, The Children's Bible, Golden Press, Christian, 1965, hardcover illustrated stories. I took a best offer of $13 for this, only been listed a week or two, and my order earnings was $9.16, paid $1, and profited $8.16. Not a great profit, guys, but I've sold this exact one a few times, so it's something I know can sell when I'm out there, if I get it cheap. These, they're brass metal miniature praying kneeling angel candle holder pair, vintage. This I took a best offer for $9 on, not great. This isn't a great sale. And order earnings was $5.76 because I messed up on the shipping a little bit and it didn't charge quite enough. And I paid 50 cents and $5.26 is what I made. Not terrible because they are small, but still not perfect, not great. And then next one is Music Maker Song Packets, Christmas #1 and #2, lap heart vintage instrument. I've sold the instrument before, and I showed these in a haul video. These sold very quickly, you know, within a day or two of listing. This one sold for the full asking of $21.95. Do know I sold 3 of these listings to the same buyer, so the order earnings on this one is a little bit lower than you would expect because I did refund some shipping, just because they paid like $12-ish in shipping. I wasn't gonna keep that. And so I refunded what I could of their shipping cost. And I just still made good money on these pieces that I paid very little for. And this is sold for the full asking. Order earnings was $15.57 after I refunded the shipping as well. Paid $1 pretty much total for them, if that. $14.57 is what we're looking at for this one. Then we have another one, Music Maker Lap Heart Song Packet, Disney 12 songs and lyrics, vintage, sold for the full asking of $10.95. Order earnings was $11.19 because of the refunded shipping on the other one and combined shipping. It's a little higher, and 50 cents roughly, if that, and so $10.69 on this one. And then we have one more, Music Maker Lap Harp Song Packet Country and Western, and that one sold for the $9.95 to the same buyer. Order earnings was $10.32, paid 50 cents for it, so $9.82. So that was a good profit for something that most people thought was worthless. Then we have this 1961 Fisher-Price Snoopy Sniffer Dog, original leash, child's pull toy. This was very cute. It definitely had some condition issues, but it's pretty expected for these kind of toys. They're always typically beat up a little bit. He had a kinked tail, you know, I just put all that in the description. It sold for a best offer of $17, and order earnings was $13.08. Paid about $1, and profit is $12.08. Do you have to itch right now? Oopie, that's loud. You probably can hear that. Then this I just picked up at a thrift store. It's Star Wars Outer Rim board game by Fantasy Flight Games. Open, never played. There were sealed parts in there, so I was really excited because I didn't have to count as much, because there was a lot to count if all this stuff in here was punched out. I would have been upset. But it was a good sale. It sold for $35. Order earnings was $28.68. I paid $4 at the thrift store, and I made $24.68 in a few days. Just a couple more left here, guys, and then we'll go over totals. Then I have this that I just showed in my haul as well. It's a hand-tooled child belt, size 18, leather, Texton, vintage trail drive cowboy horse. This was a really, really nice one. I am not surprised that it sold this quickly, and it sold for a best offer of $20. Order earnings was $16. I paid $1. $15 is the profit. And then I have 2 sales to show you from cross listing. Not great this week. I'm still gonna keep pushing on my cross listing, but it's definitely not great. And this is a Jellycat Corduroy Cat Pink Corduroy 9-inch plush stuffed animal. Sold for $12 on Poshmark, so my order earnings from them would be $9.05 because they charge a flat rate of $2.95 under $15, 15 and under. And I paid $1 for this, so profit is $8.05 for this one. And then last one is this Disney classic Winnie the Pooh 3-inch alphabet letter E And this sold for $10 on Mercari. This wasn't the best sale I've ever made in my life. Paid $1.99 at a thrift store and made $6.05. I might have actually paid 99 cents. Either way, we're gonna go with the $1.99, but I think it was 99 cents. So that is everything. Not a ton of sales for this part 2 video. Hopefully sales will continue to pick up next week, but now we're gonna go over how much the profit and take-home pay is. Okay, so after saying all that, my total for part 2 on profit was $356.38. And then a reminder that my part 1 total was $513.28. So that gives me $869.66. So we're gonna talk about shipping now. So what I do for these videos is I am doing a flat rate for shipping deduction. So I am doing 75 cents. And I think that's more than fair and probably a little bit more than it needs to be. Because some boxes or some packages I literally send out and all I had to put into it was a 10-cent clear poly mailer. And then some of them I send out in a $1 box and 50 cents in bubble wrap. So I think it's completely fair, the 75 cents. I use a lot of free boxes. I use a lot of free packing paper. So I think it's a fair number. And that is 46 items that I showed you today and the last video. And times 75 cents, so that's $34.50 to deduct for shipping supplies. So we're looking at $835.16. And then I put aside roughly 25% for taxes, but this is up to the individual. Do not take this as tax advice, guys. I tend to not need quite that much with deductions and everything, and I pay quarterly, so it's just not as scary of a number. Always try to pay quarterly if you're doing this full time, because you need to or you'll start paying penalties, etc. But there's a lot of deductions that you can do to get that tax burden down a little bit, and that's what I do a lot of the time. There's many that you can take that are completely correct to take, and so I still put I'm still doing 25% for this video. So that's $208 and, oh, gotta read my writing. I think it's 79 cents. And so total profit after absolutely everything, including tax and shipping, guys, is $626.37. I'm still happy with that, but it's still not what I need it to be. So I really like to ride in the 800 to 1,000 plus range, which I've been doing pretty consistently, but this month and part of January has just really kind of crashed into me a little bit, and that's okay. It's ups and downs of reselling and completely normal. All I can hope for is that if I just keep growing, then my baseline will just keep going up a little higher. So the really low weeks are still decent as long as you keep working and growing your business. So I'm still doing much better than last year because I started full-time reselling in 2022, and I'm still doing better than last year's numbers, so I'm ecstatic about that, and that's all I can ask for, is to keep growing, make money, and be able to live and pay my bills, and hopefully grow it even more. If you liked having this video where it was everything and giving you a total paycheck, let me know, because I can do more of these, or I can do this, what I did the last time where I just did net profit on about 25 items or so that I sold that week. I'll still probably only do this video if you like this one, maybe once a month, you know, or I can switch back and forth between them and go back and forth. Either way, let me know if you have any comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.